Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Monday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great, high quality Monday. And hope most of you had the day off, unlike Scott and I who are out there. We're doing it. We're doing it 24/7, 365, buddy.
Well, I'm not out there. I'm in there, but yes.
Very, very good. This is a fun day. There's going to be a lot of NBA games. We've got 3 TV games. Really, we're just going to talk about 2 of them. Scott, do you have any quick thoughts on the Memphis Phoenix game? That's the 4 o'clock Eastern time game there on TNT.
Well, it's funny you mention it because I actually wrote an article about it for Winners. I don't remember if it was posted on Winners and Winers or StatSalt, but either way, I wrote an article about it. I lean Phoenix. At the time I wrote the article, it was -3. It's up to -5. Valanciunas being out is definitely a big loss for Memphis because he's been really good over the
Right.
last couple of weeks there. Memphis on a 4-game winning streak. I know Morant's back in the lineup, but this Phoenix team hasn't played in over a week because of COVID. I still really like this Phoenix team, and this team's very good. I told you about them earlier this year. And I think with Valanciunas out, I got to assume Phoenix is going to dominate on the boards, or at least have a decent amount of success on the boards. So for me, I'll lean Phoenix, but it's a small lean now. I liked it a lot more at 3 than at 5.
Yeah, Valanciunas is out. Porter's out. Hard to find a real presence there in the middle for Memphis. I've played this Phoenix team quite a bit this season, and they've done pretty well for us. So
For the record, I also like the under in that game. I was a big fan of the under in that spot there. I think that total dropped as well. I think when I wrote it was around 223.5. Now it's at around 222, I think.
much
Oh no,
fewer
it's 218.5. I didn't even realize it was 218.5.
much fewer easy baskets right now.
Yeah, I didn't realize it dropped by a full 5 points, but I leaned under there. Both those teams, some of the best defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll lean under in that as well.
Agreed. All right. So then we've got the game that I actually we talked in the last video about how I don't watch a lot of games as a fan, but I will actually watch this game. Scott, it's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks and the new look Brooklyn Nets. As a Nets fan, Scott, are you excited about seeing the beard?
To some degree, I was pretty bothered in the first game that he played with against Orlando. I watched it. He needed one more turnover for the quad, and he couldn't get it. And I really wanted to watch a live quadruple double, and unfortunately, he came up one turnover short. But in reality, Harden played well. He let the game come to him in the first half before going off in the second. Durant at 40 plus. Team looked fine defensively. Of course, work in progress, which we'll get into in a second. But can't complain too much when your 2 players that you have, Kyrie being out, put up basically a combined 70 plus points with a triple double thrown in there.
Yeah, I think the turnover problem is going to solve itself as he gets more comfortable with his teammates.
He's had a turnover problem his entire career anyway, but nobody really cares because
Well, he's not turning. He didn't turn over 9 times a game. I mean, that's
not per game. I'm saying in Houston, though, he was toward the league leaders in turnovers every year, but that's because he handled the ball so much.
what I'm saying.
So it balances out.
Yeah, agreed. 2.5 is the spread here. Nets are home dogs, and 239. 239 is this total there, Scott. Give me some thoughts on your Bucks, buddy.
I still like the over.
Okay.
I can't take an under with the Nets. I just can't do it. The thing about this game, both teams like to play up tempo, so you don't have to worry about one team trying to slow it down in the half court. Milwaukee's defense this season has been good, but I'd say not as good as it has been in recent years. I think we'd agree on that. Milwaukee's offense, can anyone on the Nets guard Giannis? No. I think Giannis will have a huge game tonight. I think that Holiday's a solid guard as well. I still despise Milwaukee's bench. I think Milwaukee's bench is still terrible, and I do think that the Nets putting Harden with the bench unit for a little bit is something that I recommended, and they clearly listened to me. No, they just decided to do it anyway. But I think that'll be the big difference in the game. I think that when they leave Harden or Durant in with the bench unit for a little while against Milwaukee's bench, I think the Nets will have a ton of success. So I'll lean to the Nets slightly, not by a lot, but I'll still lean to the Nets as at least getting points at home.
Okay.
I like the over. I just think both teams are going to get to 120.
Okay. Yeah, this is the overs cashed in 8 straight for Brooklyn. So
I can't take the under here when I know that the Nets going into any given game are a danger to give up at least 125.
yeah, it's Certainly possible.
I think Giannis might go for 40 tonight.
Although having said that, they've given up 125 twice this season.
Yes, but I'm saying that it's always a threat or a thought in the back of your mind.
Well,
120.
If you're giving up 129 to OKC, you've got some defensive problems.
And Harden has never really been a great defender either.
That's not really his thing.
No, but you throw in Durant, I do think is a good defender. I think that he's made a huge leap. At least with Golden State, he made a huge leap defensively, and he has been very good defensively this season. Assuming Kyrie comes back, which he's currently still a game-time decision, you have Kyrie, Harden, and Joe Harris. And let me tell you something about Joe Harris. He's a great shooter. He's an abysmal defender.
Right.
Awful. And you have all three of them together on the court at the same time. And you have DeAndre Jordan, who used to be an elite rim protector, who can still block shots, but he's definitely lost 2 to 3 steps at this point in his career. You got some problems defensively. So it would not shock me if Milwaukee ends up putting up 120 and the Nets put up 122. And you see a very, very high-scoring shootout here that's very close.
Yeah, I think a lot of those defensive stats so far for Milwaukee they've kind of been inflated by playing a pretty weak schedule so far.
Yeah.
Any team that has a pulse has done pretty well against them, with just a couple of exceptions. I'll go with you on the over. I do have a premium on the side on this one, but even with that total at 239, which I think we might even get a little love there, that might come down.
I think it'll probably close at around 237.5.
Yeah, that'd be exactly the number that I would put it on. So
I'll lean to the over until I see the Nets go under. I got to take the over.
Yeah, I'd wait that out. I think we're going to get a better number there. I don't think it's going to break to 240. So I certainly don't think it's going to go the other way. I think there's going to be money coming in on the under. So hang tight on that one, guys. And you lean Nets as well there with the 2.5.
Slight lean. Yeah, I think people are overreacting to the lack of chemistry between Durant and Harden. They look pretty good against Orlando. That's all I'm saying.
All right, very good. All right, Scott, and then the nightcap. I don't know who's been asking for more Warriors on TV, but they're sure getting it.
Well, I was roasting it, or I was ranting about it before we went on air because I feel like they're on TV every game they play.
Yeah, it's the opposite problem that all the other leagues have, where you have West Coast teams play, and you don't get to see them play a lot. You know, you get like your Gonzagas and the teams like that. A lot of times the late
the 11 p.m. start time helps. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. That's the thing. They've got to fill that spot, and they just don't have a lot of options. So,
I want more Sacramento games. I want more Kings games. Those games have 260 points per game. I want more Kings games on TV.
I want to see. I would also enjoy that a lot more than I would like the Warriors. So, Lakers 8.5 point favorite in this one, Scott, and 226 is the total. I don't know. What do you make of this Golden State team right now?
I think the record speaks for itself. They're 6-6. They're mediocre. I think that kind of comes to the territory. I know that they have had a winning record since Draymond came back. I like them as an underdog against Denver. They weren't really even close. This team just doesn't have much talent. There's really no other way to put it. I know I roasted Oubre pretty much the entire year. I didn't think he did anything against Denver that really made me reconsider my stance. Wiggins has become a little bit more tolerable. I still am not a big Wiggins fan, but he has gotten better. And I will give him props defensively. He has been very good on the defensive end. Draymond's been awful on offense, but really, really good defensively. I think Draymond's shooting like 30% from the floor. Like, it's actually that bad. Wiseman I like, but besides Curry, can anybody create their own shot? You have Wiggins half the time, and half the time he settles for bad shots. So, right. No. This team just can't generate offense.
Yeah, this is a the thing is, I think the weird thing, unlike years past, what has kept Golden State in a lot of these games has been a pretty good defense. They've seen they've seen the under hit 5 straight times. They've yet to give up. They gave up 114 against Denver, but other than that, they hadn't given up more than 108 in their previous 4 games. So, hard to take an under with the Lakers. You just could, but the thing about the Lakers,
It's not hard to take an under with the Lakers, the number one defense in the league.
I understand, but you just never know when their offense is going to explode. That's what I'm saying. They do play very good defense, but for me, you just never know how invested the Lakers are going to be from night to night. That's the problem watching this team play.
They've looked really good the last week and a half.
Yeah, they have, and they've won 5 straight. They've covered 4 in a row.
By the way, I searched it up. Draymond, I said, was shooting 30% from the floor.
Yeah,
he's shooting 28.1% from the floor. So I'm not even exaggerating. He's been useless on offense, but he's of course been great defensively. So anytime he's on the court, you got to lean under because he's not really producing much. I like the under. I know there's been over money. I can't take the over with the Warriors and the Lakers. I saw the Lakers smack Houston twice, where besides Harden, of course, you kind of just force other guys to beat you. And the Lakers do the same thing with Curry. Yeah. They'll just force other guys to beat them, and I don't think they're able to. I think the Lakers will win this game. I think this might turn into a rout, to be honest with you. I think the Lakers might just smack them.
You thinking something in the 115-95 range, something like that?
I don't know if Golden State's going to reach 100. I think that 110-95 makes a lot of sense to me. I just don't know how Golden State's going to score unless Curry puts up 30 plus.
Right.
Do you?
No. It's really what the Lakers decide to bring and the amount of energy that they bring to this game.
Let's assume for a TV game, I know that some players buy into MLK Day and try to, put together a better effort for that kind of purpose.
I think LeBron could be one of those guys.
I think he could be too.
That's the other point I was going to bring up.
So I'm expecting the Lakers to come out with full effort. If they come out with full effort, they'll win this game by 15 plus.
Agreed.
So I'll lean Lakers and I'll lean under.
Okay. All right. I think
we're on full agreement on that one.
Yeah, it's always kind of a challenge when you kind of thread the needle when you've got one team that has to cover 8.5 and yet you've got the under. So that is its own set of problems.
I just don't know how Golden State's going to score.
Curry scores 45.
That's the only way. You need Curry to literally score 30. That's the thing, though. Curry had 35 against Denver.
Yeah.
And the offense still couldn't do anything.
Yeah, they lose by 10 and put up 104. Yeah.
Had 104 points and Curry had 35.
Agreed. All right.
I
think we're on the same. I think we're in the same boat here.
Yeah.
I'll take the Lakers as a play, and I'll lean under.
Yeah, the over money confuses me a lot. I don't really get where the over money's coming from.
Now they see Curry and they see LeBron, buddy.
I guess, but you know what I mean? You have the best defense in the league versus an offensively challenged team.
It's Square City. I wouldn't hit it. I wouldn't worry about it. The unders cashed 5 straight times for Golden State. Like you said, the Lakers play best defense in the league.
That Lakers defense, if you watch them play, that is a tremendous defense.
When they're fully engaged, absolutely correct.
They're so good.
Absolutely correct. All right, my friend. Well, that's going to do it for the NBA show. Any thoughts on any other games? Any good value that you see out there you want to turn people on to?
Well, I'm very interested in the game at 2:30, so I don't know if it's going to be posted in time. I'm interested in the Minnesota-Atlanta game. I know there's been some money coming in on Minnesota as they've been bet down from 8.5 to around 6.5. I like to remind everyone that Karl-Anthony Towns still has COVID, so he's not playing. And when you've seen Minnesota play without Towns, they look like they're the worst team in the league.
No.
So I'm curious. I know the Hawks haven't been good. I'm aware of that. But I just want to keep an eye on it maybe at the Hawks at -6.5 because that Minnesota team without Towns is awful. That's a terrible basketball team.
Very, very, very fadeable team.
So just something to keep in mind there. By the way, what happened with the Knicks last night or yesterday? Beat the Celtics by like 30.
Somebody played basketball yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Knicks were on a 5-game losing streak and they beat the Celtics by 30. Really came out of nowhere.
There's been a couple games like that this year that have come out of nowhere.
Yeah. And the Knicks play again today against Orlando. Money's coming on Orlando. I'll lean to the Magic there, but nothing really substantial. Really, no. I'm kind of just going to kick back and I'll watch some games here.
All right. Very good. All right, guys. As always, if you need more information about these games or any other games going on, all of the NBA, you know where to go. It's winnersandwhiners.com. Deep dives into every game every single day. As always, we appreciate you guys checking us out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you're on today as far as NBA action goes. One more time, hope everybody has a safe and happy MLK Day. Appreciate you watching. For myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at Winners and Winers. Hope everybody makes some money today. Hope every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money back at the window. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.